Next in line is the presentation on marine insurance, and our speaker for this topic is PIRA's chairman of the Technical Committee on Marine. Our speaker joined BPIMS Insurance Corporation as claims assistant and later on held the position of marine and casualty underwriter in 2002. Currently, he is the marine underwriting manager of the same company. He is a member of the technical working group formed by the Marina for the mandatory marine insurance for liabilities arising from pollution and wreck removal of vessels. He is also a member of the Marine Tuesday Club. To deliver his lecture entitled A Single Classification Society for the Philippines, how many vessels do we have anyway? Let us all welcome Mr. Angelito Lampa.
Good afternoon, everybody. Since this presentation is limited to 10 minutes, because the chairman of the fire subcommittees need more time, the subcommittee for marine decided to present the single classification society for the Philippines. Because right now, there's a lot of classification society in the Philippines. Yes. Since we are a maritime country composed of various islands, we are, as earlier said by Director Olet, our country is situated in the Ring of Fire or typhoon belt. Ferries are the backbone of the travel, inter-island travel in the Philippines for social or pleasure and for economic reasons. Too many small classification societies are formed in the Philippines. An average Filipino crosses the islands once of his lifetime, and the country has at least 142 roll-on, roll-off, or in short, RORO, below 500 gross registered tonnages, and 37 registered RORO below 500 GRT. But most, if not all, are hand-me-down or, let's say, second-hand from other countries, like for example, Japan. And nearing the age of unseaworthiness, a ship is already considered overage if it has been in use or in operation for about 28 to 34 years, and classification society is non-profit and operated on a, or its function is to survey and inspect vessel if they comply with the regulation of the classification body. Its responsibility: set technical rules and standards during the construction and commissioning of the vessel, periodically survey the vessel, and inspect components if the machinery and navigation equipment are in accordance with the regulation of the Marina or the authorities, local government authorities. Actually, every country has a single classification society. Like in UK, Lloyd's Register. In Germany, GL for, and NKK for Japan. Why Philippine Coast Guard and Marina needs reforms? Because since our country is exposed to various sea mishaps during typhoon, approximately 200 sea mishaps occur in the country, and major sea mishaps occurred between 1988 and 2009 alone. In my previous lecture in the BNL, I asked the audience what is the worst sea mishaps. Some say the Titanic, some say it's the MV Doña Paz. Actually, it's Doña Paz, because Doña Paz sinking that killed 4,341 people, which is considered the world's worst disaster on the press time. Why these tragedies happen? Because weak enforcement of maritime regulations, small classification societies issue certificates for shipping owners, even without looking the actual situation of the vessel. They issue certificates and poorly maintained vessel. We insurers are, as risk takers, we are largely dependent or depending on the classification society certificate submitted by the owner as basis of our underwriting. But then, since most of the certificates submitted are from the small ones, classification societies, proposed solutions by PIRA, Marina should not issue certificates for those small players in the industry for classification societies, because they don't even look the engine room or navigational equipments of the vessel, if they are capable to transport goods or the seafarers, the paid public. Then Marina should specify safety regulations, especially for the Roro and small vessel flying the domestic trade. And Marina and PCG should impose steeper penalties for erring shipping owners or the crew of the vessel. Then, Marina proposal is to have single classification societies for the Philippines. Since PIRA is a part of technical working group of the Marina and PCG, PIRA would want to contribute more on the improvements of the maritime regulations and regulations in the Philippines. Since Marina is designated by the President Aquino to be a single maritime administration in the Philippines, it is also a high time for the Philippines to have a single classification societies, so that all vessels in the Philippines should comply with the regulations set by the Marina and PCG to avoid any future sea mishaps, especially during typhoon. In April, last April 30, 2012, the President or President Aquino signed the Executive Order number 75, designating Marina as the single maritime administration in the Philippines, which is responsible for implementing the amended standards of training, certification, and watchkeeping. Like I have said before, it is only in the Philippines that we have many classification societies. Why? Because Marina gives out accreditation and certification even to those companies with only 3 employees, 1 officer, 1 office clerk, and a surveyor. Why can then as of this moment, this time, PRS Philippine Register of Shipping Inc. is actually more considered capable for issuing a classification society in the Philippines right now. However, there are those shipping companies who would like to have a class certification at much lower cost. So they go to the small ones, which many do not have looked even to the, they just issue certificates for some amounts, like 20,000, 50,000, 70,000. Then, PRS has the capability, has over 12 competent surveyors, manuals and accreditation from abroad, experienced personnel and surveyors, with legitimate office in Manila, Cebu, and Davao. Others, they just office space and a phone. So, disgusting. And they issue certificate for those small players in the domestic trade.